while it may be a shock to some people to see Saw pick into Anubis, it doesn't shock me because they are one of the teams, especially at ECL level, who were so happy to pick into Ancient. You mentioned the team sort of taking advantage of that early on. They were very happy to grind Ancient at early stages. Let's going to see if they can take advantage of Anubis as well. At the moment, it's Krags back and forth on this pistol round, and forZe, of course, still technically the stand-in for forZe.
3 kills for forZe allows him to pick up an M4A4. Everyone else is along the board, and Pyjamas to pad it out. But Ujo trying to take some early bit of contact. Crowd will find the first, looking for more as well. Roaming in for the quick trade, but bomb still dropped in a precarious spot.
Drop it, just when you don't have a player or a teammate as close as maybe you would have wanted it to. Split the site though, that's a long range play for Jerry. He's more work to be done here, and he does get 2. That's obviously really good considering the situation. And now forZe needs to figure out where Story's coming from. Now he realizes that the communications have come through. He's going to have to find Story relatively quickly, and that means he's going to take the decision to run and make the sound. He doesn't expect Story in the corner. Oh, he does flick for it, but the MAC-10 wins the duel just about, and Saw hit back instantly.
He's able to really set the precedent in terms of economy going forward, and that's what we're seeing. Look over towards forZe. Now already got nothing to work with. Pistols, 1 MP9, and already not looking too good. Story will set things up nicely. Zorta to fall, and Shelfie's getting out dodge.
And then Story left, of course, for FTW. FTW had that insane conference run that we all talk about, and that they made Pro League themselves. And now Saw were like, okay, well, you guys seem to be the best players. We're going to get you back and bring you jerks as well. It wasn't settled on the AWP, they didn't have much success, and they realised that they needed to keep Arky for a bit and put Sododo back on the sniper run that they made through conference to
Still need
League.
to put it up. Still need to put it up. On the to-do list before the last couple of days.
It'll make the background look particularly nice. This is a good couple of kills actually from Sage. They can absolutely go for this one because they're buying next round anyway. Crad and Shelfie are very squishy, and they should go down to 32. And there we go. There's 1, there's 2. Quick trade, but in come the rifles. Now it's all down to Jerry, 1 versus 1. And he is looking in the correct direction, but he might have to switch to the other side pretty quickly to figure it out, and he doesn't do so.
To some regard, but it still does mean that Story has the ability to pick himself up into an AWP and a quad AK in support as well. Now, Trav, what we saw yesterday, this map seemed very T-sided.
Yes, and the early stages of this map do seem to be T-sided. It was the same as Vertigo, actually. T-sided. A lot of pressure in toward the A-bomb site, and Roman will find forZe trying to play with that smoke. So,
while they may not have the superstar, a lot of people look on the names like that makes me your Sorters or your Shelfies. They always manage to find success. And speaking of, Jerks will drop Jerry IGL down and out for the count.
Again, just one of these half buys coming in for Partizan. Partizan in general played a pretty good series, but Eternal Fire, the way they came back on the T side of this map, we're saying this map is T-sided for good reason.
Probably should make that step up, even if they were to fall flat here in this series. They're a team that I would still think have the ability to make a lower bracket run.
I would agree. And, yeah, Movistar unfortunately never really been the same since they lost Sunpius. That glorious summer run that they had, which obviously we've covered quite a lot of. forZe stepping up in this one. It's been between players ever.
I agree. I think, you know, in the past, it's been very sort of one-sided, an either-or kind of thing. You know, obviously, the A1S meta in the...
So I need all their players right. Maybe a bit of a chance here. Jelly going for the duel with the Orc. He needs a scope. Has already taken a tad down to 9 HP on his early foray. There's forZe. They've all decided the map right now, and they might have to keep that because Jerry's been taken down. Shelfie's in the corner, and Crad's still low, so it might really be down to Shelfie in this scenario. Take Zorta, and he's been spotted of Muteris. Away at Shelfie, goes the long wing spray and just continues to shoulder peek over and over.
Can he get out of dodge? And actually finds a slight gap, but he is being hunted. They're looking for him. There's a wrap coming through as well. You can kind of see Justin Roman. One of them will find him quite early into the round because they're struggling to lock out sight. It's given Saw this as free path to the post bonds without anything. And speaking about losing the man advantage early, Jerks will find the first.
I mean, I'm not really entirely sure what Shelfie's attempt was there. I mean, he was trying to play through the mid door because the way mid is, it's a very hard place to fight as a CT because you need 2 players there. Obviously, the meta is going to evolve, and then we'll know exactly is the norm of particular positions on the map. You kind of always need a player here, I feel, where Jerry is right now in the underpass. forZe does get one more, and after these early 2 picks from Saw, forZe did a really good job in recovering it, but Jerks has found another, and he is often the man that can bring some star factor to this Saw roster. Zorta on the line, is coming his way, you can hear it, and that's an easy headshot up close. Back into a 2 versus 2, but MUTIRIS has taken forZe, and now Zorta will realise, transported over to A, and MUTIRIS is hearing everything. Zorta was giving it a glance, being semi-aware of it, but MUTIRIS shows himself at the right time, grabs the AWP to drop.
I think in that specific case, just the inability to trade at the end, right? Just because Xiaofi falls early into the round, and they're playing the entire round. Number 9 with a man disadvantage. It's a brutal scenario for them, and once again, it's more of the same as just
way too overpowered, in my opinion. But I'm sure that'll be just does hit the dink look, and it does 95 damage to MUTIRIS. Very close. Thankfully, he walks through the other door, so he doesn't get shocked by it. Immediately taken down. Nice shot from Xiaofi. 24 bullets in the clip to try and hold this at bay. You can hear the players running through the mid right now. MUTIRIS is low. There's the information. Bond's still in the action, but he can't understand exactly. He needs to come back, but right now he'll have to fight for that. That's for sure. Oh, nice spam from Crad. Didn't know what hit him, and he does more damage too as well, almost. It's a good position for the A1S, of course. No tracers through that. Still a big factor of the A1S.
Lead the charge here. Now split coming through, so MUTIRIS will spot one. Not be able to find the fight just yet. Taking some damage too as he falls to the hands of Xiaofi, and this one might be done, Trav.
I think so. 25 seconds, and Roman's got 15 HP in the AWP, so he can still hop away and save this.
They beat them 2-0, one of them being, of course, an overtime on Ancient, but even still, 2-0 before is relatively commendable, and they're looking like they want more of the same just to open things up with Crad getting decimated.
And it's like Saw knew it, because they pounced on that as quickly as possible. Crad going down is enough to take the round and get them at least a 9-6. Could be a lot more than that.
At this rate, I mean, this could really start to get messy on the way out. But Zorta will find one for pop shot on the way.
They can get 2 of the last 3 rounds of the half. I think they've got a chance. But I'm waiting, obviously, I have no idea what they're going to show. Not necessarily on their team side, what Jerry has planned. MUTIRIS once again will best Xiaofi in mid. It seems he's got 1 Molotov left though. It's going to have to be a pretty sick Molotov to get Saw a good entry. This could be a way. Sometimes it gives the CTs no chance at all, but if you're lacking it, try. But that might have to be the way Saw will get the victory. Quick trade from Crad while Roman took Jerry. Coming in. Actually hits the shot toward Crad, but forZe was there too to catch him in the back, so it's just 1 2. Kit available, but now dropped by Just, so it's all down to Zorta, and he's got the AWP on the retake, the worst possible gun, which is very important, but Just is refusing to swing, and Zorta, even though he's got that AUG, I think he's got no idea where Just is playing from, and Just is getting every single sound cue right now. He's played it to absolute perfection, and Saw have hit double digits. You know, various situations there where there was a chance for him to wait as well. Maybe they wanted to take advantage while they had information, but I think they really could have on a bit of a thought. Close up fights for Jerry once again, but Jerks just rips his head off. Thankfully, Zorta is still here and putting in some great work once again. 2 kills back in response, and I think he knows that Story's coming his way. He's hit him once already from this position, but he pulls up the nade at an awful time. Of course, there are still players coming from the other direction, and now, of course, 5 bullets in the clip these days with the AWP. He's only got 2 left to kill these last 2 players. Can't afford to miss any more. Just missed the timing on the player crossing toward the left. That could be awful. Waiting, and there you go. MUTIRIS has caught a player off guard, but thankfully, forZe got one in the meantime. Pistol out. He's tagging down MUTIRIS, but he can't finish the kill, and look at this. You can hear forZe running away. No chance whatsoever. Doesn't even have to do a thing to win the round, and both players will go down. Oh, I say both. I really thought forZe would go down too.
Hard here by the excellence of Saw.
Yeah, this is classic Saw. Like I said earlier, we've seen them do it with Ancient. Honestly, 65%, I would say, something like that, of Saw's excellence and not just forZe's errors. 2 rounds, forZe definitely could have won. forZe desperately need this 4th round. They know they'll have certainly a decent chance if they manage that. Himself from 1 kill, dancing around with 2. Well done, Jerry. That should seal the end of the half. Just 1-5, tapping away. Does get the spread towards Zorta, but it doesn't matter.
I'm loving what I'm seeing, Trav. I really am. There is very little you can say on a negative note over towards Saw. I think for forZe, they need a miracle And just has got other ideas. It's a beautiful flash from Mutirius that does all the hard work. And just has a couple of taps to see it off. A double duel, he's doing double damage. And this is looking messy. So I say Jerry and Zorto come alive. Roman and just combine. Leaving it back at a 2 versus 2, but the bomb is dropped.
Oh, that's a great recovery. Fighting through, and in the end they double peak just in the corner. That is a wonderful recovery. There's a chance to boost above that if they've got an extra player there, but that at the moment. I'm just trying to check and get the information on where these players are, but Zorta does a great job at something. Just coming in on the big flank, but he's just checked by Shelfie at the last moment, and somehow
Zor heading into round number 18, he is just that low buy. He's taking over the 2K mark, giving them money to work with towards the next. Nonetheless, confirming, Zor get a 7. The Shelfie finds the first of the Mac 10. Quick trade though.
Bomb will go down comfortably though. Realize that the side is clear. Go into it together. That's getting peaked by the other P250, but the trade was always going to come in from Jerry as Roman was in the open. They're going to try and take down Forrester, and they're doing a really good job of damage here, to be fair, I saw, considering just a Mutirius.
Nice blocks of that double doors rotation coming through. What does Shelfie do to lead the charge? Swinging in, Jerry will fall. There's the numbers advantage in favour of Zor. First full buy, we need to see success from them. That's not a bad start at all.
Doable. Peek through the smoke from Mutirius. Oh, that was risky, but Shelfie gets absolutely destroyed. Have a trip to Malta. Still be a lifeline, but you're going to get it done as soon as possible, don't you? Feel that pressure. Mutirius close mid doors, does get the kill toward Jerry. Does feel very dusty in the position. He avoids the flash and still takes Shelfie. What a hold from Mutirius. All the years of experience that he's got. Just destroying the round of fours here. Forrester and Zorta last alive.
Paying off. What an angle as well from Roman there. Bit of a head glitch. Maybe want to take into your pugs yourself, ladies and gents. As Forrester will fall and it's Zorta work.
Oh, well. That's not going to help your start, is it? I think, honestly, I really feel like everyone on Story's been a little bit quiet, but everyone's really been putting in the work. Just as I say his name, he gets himself a kill. Wanted to pull the trigger. Shelfie once again. It's really been Shelfie versus Mutirius toward mid, hasn't it? And Mutirius, I've got to say, fair play to him. He's won that duel more often than not. Shelfie is one of the stars of fours, and he's being silenced by the legend of Saw. Just on the line, sees Crad, takes Crad. He's last alive. He goes super aggressive for the last, will get punished for it. There's the first bit of information, but he's going to be back exposed to the long area. Jerk's just hiding, and there we go. Perfect teamwork, perfect communication. Saw reach 14, double the score of fours. He's got away with that one. 15 HP to spare as well. Fours trying to go super fast, and they continue to go barreling through smokes. But now Story is here, and Mutirius does get his one kill in the end, despite getting away with that opening fight. And Jerry is last alive. Does find Roman, but the bomb is dropped behind the smoke as well to take this round for his team. Oh, well, okay. That's one for players to maybe realise. Otherwise, you'll just get pre-fired. It's an easy spot. Gives Jerry a slight chance. Story has missed his shot, but Mutirius was already coming in from the back.
When it comes to the full gun rounds, full buys both sides, it's only going one way. And that is the way of Saw. It's been brilliant. And speaking of, Jerks continues to impress. Jerry to fall as the IGL is already numbers advantage for the Portuguese side as they are one round away from taking their map pick. And a best of 3 to confirm who goes to Pro League, and Story will step up with one of his own. The 2 boys transferred from FDW are already setting the story here.
Nice part.
Thanks, man.
Story will continue that timeline. Burnt Forest are out of the round. We know one likes Burnt Forests. With Vertigo even back maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago at this point as well. They were great to begin on that map too. They've got utility to work with. Smoke, Flash, Molly. It'll be deployed now, and Story with that 10 HP has got a lot of work to do on the site. He's got help by a couple of teammates, but surely the HP's going to come back to bite them, and yes it is. And somehow Story's been the one last alive on that site. It's an absolute wipeout. Definitely too strong on Anubis, as we'd expect. Of many maps. Shelfie, they have Story any free pot shots, and finally those will come down now. Water's not being checked until Shelfie looks at it at the very split second, and unfortunately...
Or starting this T-side off 3-0.
Where'd you put that Mac 10? CT side. Con?
Con for me, yeah. That's the place I would whack it in.
See you later.
Okay.
Not a chance of it in any way, unfortunately. But Story, ooh, if we'd have hit that headshot, that would have been... That's the way to do it. MOUZ is 16 HP. Shelfie, make sure he swings it properly. Doesn't just shift into the angle. It's a bit quiet for Story, despite the fact that saw one map one. There wasn't really much duels between the two. And there we go. It happens right in front of our very eyes. Daughter boosted up next to the flower bed, taking his counterpart out. Storm their way up north, and they're going to have no idea that they're up so far. Roman has to avoid everything with this. This is the most impossible situation I think you could possibly be in. Behind a smoke, two players from long as well.
The resurgence is there and sort of things working out as expected. Statistically speaking, for Saw, this isn't a strong map. It's never really been something that's been,
Tree. Your line, shown. Three players will switch it though, and yes, well, you'd be right in saying that. Looks like forZe now are going to be setting up a utility. 25 seconds in the round, and there are so many players say this is surely going to be pretty impossible. MOUZ takes Jerry. Some damage done, but Just is still here. He's got a second Surge monster as well in Jerks, and with 13 seconds, bomb now dropped. Secondly, I went straight with whiff, but look at the HP.
Still well and truly in the lead. They got money to work with long term as well, so overall everything looking absolutely flying towards that's his side. Joe's taking a little bit of damage, makes his way through that Molotov, smoke in his face too. It plays micro angle and the door burn off connector.
Toward the bathroom, I say run. Staying silent about it. Story's here though, and that's the opening pick. Bomb drops, so forZe has to go in pretty quickly for this trade. They now know what exactly is going on. The jig is up, and Zorta will stop Story, but there's another play on the back of the site. Materius is waiting for this push. forZe will flashbang by his teammate, but he can't avoid Materius. And Shelfie's a bit disappointed as well. He will take Materius, but Roman has lurked his way in and stopped Zorta.
A little bit more in control, a little bit more like the Saw we know and love, who can, well, dominate and dictate games.
For sure, yeah. I mean, while it may be only a flash in the pan, that win against Spirit was an impressive one on this map. Spirit was a big win. They're starting to get these opening picks, right? They're starting to put more pressure on forZe. Balloons area. Low, and surely he loses this duel, but no way! I say unlucky, you make your own luck. Probably should have hit that extra bullet, but somehow wins that, and Zorta's waiting for a reface towards short as well. It's all just. Jerry and Zorta making their way through the two players who have played in Pro League before, and sometimes they show it, don't they? Wow. Jerry.
The question is, do they double back down connector and join forcing towards short water? What is the play? I mean, forZe, they have all the map control and all the ability.
Catching Crad, basically in the same sort of peaking angle. You think he'd win, and this time he makes up for it. It's always a very annoying angle on Overpass. You think you're safe, but that wood is incredibly difficult. Jerry his way in, gets himself a kill, but just got forZe in the meantime, and now Joey's down to 11 HP, and he'll be taken out by Story toward heaven.
This forZe side, it's been a really good display so far. So they're going to struggle to keep in charge, especially as Story is not being held in the crossfire like that. He was caught in no man's land.
It may be a trash can, but that's not a trash angle, I can assure you. And there's the timing look. Jerks spots Shelfie. It'll be forZe focusing on B once again. They'd be right to do so, because at the moment the actual site itself is clear. That even though they're back towards CT, they're doing a great job of holding forZe at bay. Zorta does well to find Justin. Look how far forZe is pushing forward, but he's going to get insta-traded even if he gets one. Now Zorta has no trick to hold the bomb, and he's getting converged upon by every which angle. Materius takes that one, and Saw will close the gap to 2. Not with all the flashes and smokes yet. And Jerry will charge in first again. He will walk through his AWP though. Roman still doing more damage from that sign angle. There's just too many players here for forZe to deal with. Materius, look at the rotations. There are 3 players here, and Justice still waiting just in case as well. Crad dancing back. He'll find it. I say fine. He's not finding anyone. It's Roman who's doing the searching and the recovering. Now forZe is incredibly stuck. You think he knows where 2 players are? He's about to be faced by all of them at once, and he can only get the 1 kill.
For Sword, they're able to see it off relatively comfortably, you know, guarantee a lead at the very least in the second half. Hey, they are more than happy to turn things around, but it's not a dream start. Krad's P250 finds one before he shut it out by the AWP.
Yeah, that was a bit scary for Story. I mean, you're being rushed down by pistols. This is not the only one. Yeah, instead, smart decision. Stops Jerry from pushing forward. No armor to work with. The boost might be spotted first too. Silenced M4 barrel. Seen. It is. Drops down. forZe is watching, but oh, okay. That's a really good frag from. That's okay.
No one seems to have heard the flash somehow. I mean, it goes for him. He's absolutely happy with that. But what's the play now? What does the retake do in terms of getting a bit of control? And I got worried. Peeking 1-by-1 is not exactly the dream. Thankfully, just able to see it off. He's had a very quiet performance so far.
Yeah. MD has been taken down by that boost, but forZe going to pounce anyway. Good Molotov from Just that avoids being taken down while he's throwing it, and he gets himself 2 from it. Snatches the wipe out. Perfect round. Zorta last alive. Look at his angle being held by Materius.
What a way to do it. Last pair spotted as well. What does Zorta do here? That's not about shots. Jerks or fall. I mean, this would be a clutch of the year. I'm not talking about 2023, I'm talking the last 12 months, but it's not to be.
See some new players, Krad from Intropic. forZe for now joining him. I think this is a great team. And yeah,
over towards the A side, door will be open. Actually, double rotation coming through, and it's still Jerks alone over towards long, and that rotation has to come quickly because they're being tested, and forZe will pass the first.
Yeah, it's a good first frag. That just settles everything down. Even if there were more players there, which of course there were in Story, with the wallbang just in case there could be someone in the cubby, but that is clear. Roman will deal with Krad. Krad was already low from an opening duel and in Story. And that Molotov going to force him away. That tag will be heard, I believe, and Roman goes aggressive for more. Really well played. Roman will go down, looking for a second. Actually sticks around, does Roman. Top of the smoke's coming in. 2 players in the site though for Storm. It should be okay. Everyone's incredibly blind, and Joey's now down to 9 HP as well. Joey still gets that kill, so he has to step up, but he only gets the 1. And that was a low HP player as well, so it's now Jerks. In fact, they're unaware of where Jerks is coming from. No kit picked up for Jerks at the moment, though. He tries to pre-fire Zorta, but not to be. They're actually only 1.5 away from making Pro League, so you never know.
Pretty nuts.
It could be an opportunity for them, and they'll know that for themselves. All the nerves then start to kick in. We shall see. So they're going to be very squishy. They are looking away toward Monster. forZe is here. Flash comes in, and oh my goodness, Jerks is so blind. It still hits the headshot. Can you believe it? And Joey's going to get overrun, and so will Shalfie. What an entry from Saw. Krad, the only one defending toward A. It's coming back into a 1 versus 4. He has found the first, and as I mentioned, there are 2 players that could be pretty easy kills, but still will know not to peek them 1 by 1, and Jerks in the end hits the headshot. Big round from him. It's an 8 rounds apiece. This grenade will deal with Jerry as well. Walking to a stack here though, Naya. So,
not comfortable, not looking good here. Uh-oh, this is where you start to get really worried. AK dropped. Jerks, back 21 kill.
Here we go.
Scout will find one more. This is brutal. Trap down to numbers advantage for the CT side. But low HP both ways.
Oh, Just had to go for a reload with the Galil as well. Can you believe it?
Yeah, it's tough. And you know, I always like to say that I don't actually think the pistols are very impactful in what is the grand scope of a half and a game. I always think it's the force buy, and that's what matters most. I mean, look what's left now with Saw having just 1 hero AK to work with, and it's immediately dropped. It has 0 impact. Not exactly good for Saw now. I mean, it's left him in a really dire state. And of course, with kind of how things really stand with this you know, force by boards, it's the meta. There's so much reliance on Roman to find success, and actually, we'll do a little bit of that. Finding one, Zorta will trade it out with a scout, but the FONS answers back. 1 rifle brought into this round, 30 seconds to work with, but they're met with Molotov.
Yeah, that's going to be... Can't push through that one. Just has been given the M4 and he doesn't want to lose health by going through it, and oh my goodness, talk about losing health. That is the most disgusting grenade, and it makes the last 2 kills as free as anything.
Wait, have a conversation. What are we going to do when we get on our next full buy? And it's a really good opportunity to do so, right? They're not expected to find anything in towards this one. A bomb plant would be an absolute huge win if they can find it. forZe, though, will fall. The clock's making something of this. I think back to the old rank S clip. No way a Glock should come out on top. Thankfully, they are being closed out now. The bomb is dropped in no man's land.
Yeah, this is fine. No worries. In the end, Jerry... you're not going to get that. Sanku just gives Shalfie all the information and they just cannot take him down.
Slipping away, starting to come through. Jerry should actually get a freebie momentarily. Story tagged in towards the feet, but it's actually just you want to get a little bit worried of. Is the angle going to be favourable? And it will. Jerry will pass that one relatively easily.
They'll reboot on the sandbags to check short is completely clear, and they'll see it's completely clear, so rotation toward A will be coming in. Crad gets his one, Zorta gets his one. 35 seconds to go. 3 pistols and an AK to clean up. Shelfie rotates in to get his well. There goes Roman. And just is 1v5. Tag through the wall as well. Well, doesn't need to peek, but he's going to want to. Big swing comes through from forZe, and he gets his 2 kills.
Such a difficult mountain to climb for Sortier back into this map if they want a 2-0, and that's the restart. Shelfie forZe for the first. Just along to a 2 of his own, but into the trade. And Zorta can't make it a double.
Yeah, Roman. He took a little bit too long to get that kill towards Zorta as well. It was quite to the player coming in from ABC and CT. Story has a chance, I say that, and he'll get peeked from Crad. I thought he was looking towards short and waiting for Crad to maybe. Fortress need those 2 rounds, and Sword is trying individual plays now. Towards B, utility isn't looking too great. They're not getting themselves the flashes working properly, and Jerry finishes off the round again. It's going to be a bit of a damp end to this map, but it does set us up for a...
How Sword looked on Anubis, which makes Nuke all the more interesting. Both sides like to play it, both sides have history on it, and have shown their dominance just to open things up in towards round number 24. But this story overall for Sword.
Zorta is here. It's a 4v5. He's in the right spot. Nice flick to take Roman. There are 2 more players coming his way as well. Smoke is up. That may have been seen by UJerks. And he can off Gambit. He will have a player directly behind him, but no, he doesn't save him in time. UJerks is doing a great job right now, keeping this one alive. 2 more kills. Story helps out toward forZe. It's Jerry 1v3. He comes charging out of the dumpster, but in the end, he gets taken out by Story as well. Plenty of cash available for forZe. That's why they gave it a go so aggressively.
Something to go into towards Nuke and say, you know, they have this ability to have a bit of mental fortitude, have the ability to turn around games which maybe looked done and dusted. So he can never really count out Sword. For now, slow performance is trying to find the first with the AWP. Crud AWPing.
Of our conference casting. Haven't seen double AWPs in any setups at all, really.
No.
Until now. Crad pulling out alongside Zorta. I mean, they had the money for it. If there ever was a time to do it, now would have been that time. Also towards short, waiting for Mutuous to cross. He gets his reward. Let Saw get back into the game, get some confidence, get some frags flowing for the final map. Escape for now. 2 versus 4. Shelfie behind the site. Gets found by Just, but so much damage has been done. And honestly, they can just charge up the green bin if they really want to and get it sorted. That Jerry was coming in that direction. Just playing up close. Pre-fires the AWP. Well played. And Jerry spotted Story. This is the big kill. Whoever wins this one should win the round. And Story takes it. Well done to Saw. They're hanging on by the skin of their teeth at the moment. The Zorta, no defuse kit, can't afford to hold it. He finds Just, but Story can afford just to run away. There won't be any time for this defuse. And this will be another round for Story. He's going to charge him down, but Story hits the shot. 2 big kills from Story, and we go on ever more.
In a few years, I look back to the likes of NRG, for example. Not a fan of that one.
NIP
but
as well.
Yeah, I gotta say, maybe a couple, slightly questionable, so to say, but I think forZe is really clean.
This is the last roll of the dice. 4 versus 5, 20 seconds to go. And they're charging up toward A, and there are just so many players here to face. 3 on the site to somehow flush out. How do they do it? 15 seconds, Roman hits 1, that's brilliant. Story's got his frag as well. It's all going to be forZe, and he gets all 3 of them. What a stand-up hold from forZe. And with 7 seconds to go, he can just waste the clock. Just is running him down. He does get the kill, but 3 seconds on the clock. There's no time for this bomb plant. Wonderful hold from forZe, and forZe send us to a 3rd. First, pissed around, and UJerks is hopping away. Back turned, so he doesn't get a headshot from long range. The opening duel will be an even one for just 50-50, takes the head off of Shalfie.
Well, now just to open things up, right? And as you mentioned, this now buys a bit of space, and he makes it yet another. Leaves Crad and Zorta. And for Saw, they should be able to relatively uncontested get a bomb plant. But just I say this, Zorta will find one. Quick trade coming through.
But they are most certainly few and far between, and Saw even taking the extra care to... Oh, I say extra care. Hang on a second. Mutirius has to turn around. I was about to say extra care and go in together. But they didn't realise that Crad could be anywhere near. Well, certainly was. P2P spam will come in, and eventually they do double peek and get it sorted. A little bit spooky. That force by, thanks to the couple of scouts. Only one this time, but one is more than enough on Nuke. Overcoming it nicely this time, you jerks.
I think that this is going to be a relatively easy one to analyse on the way out. You see them flying through the brick window. Often actually up around, really. I think maybe even if you're the likes of a forest, I was going to say Crowd and Forest there, but flawlessly go up towards 2. There may be potential of Forest finding himself 1. Doesn't get... Actually just slips the net, in fact. And I think he should be fine to see this one. Oh, no, he's not. Roman spotted his back.
One player out of the round. Removal of a gun. For Forrester. Unfortunately, he's been taken down already. And actually, Roman didn't realise that Boost was being in action directly above him. Jerry with that Zeus, pistol out, trying to lure them in. And eventually, Saw will get lured in a little bit too close. Sorta last alive, getting spammed down, 4 HP. He's going to be found. There we go. And the biggest factor for Saw is that the last 2 rounds, Neo, they have not lost a soul. And Jerks, of course, are checking utility from double and single door. Tough angles for T sides to fight it, so it might be an A play in the end. Just is going to go through as that smoke through. Jerks needs to find this frag toward the back of the site, but he can't make it happen. And Jerry gets 2. Forrester cleans it up with 2 more of his own to make it a spot in the main group stage. Shelfie dancing around credit card at the moment, trying to find an opening kill. He's popped up by the smoke. Jerry does break the 1. Fours are trying to cement this round with that opening frag.
Important kill to having Shelfie down and out for the count, but saying he's have a jerk. 2 impactful riflers who can really step up. Speaking of impactful riflers, Crowder's up the bomb, looking for a double, and he will find it. A 2-for-1 special is brilliant. Can he make it a third? Running out of ammo, but the pistol might be enough, and it will. Just a fall, his Story all alone, and I think...
Now, Story is kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, because there's a player on side, a player coming his way in Jerry, but he manages to take the hard place down. Can he find the rock? He cannot. Forrester deals with him. AWP removed.
Burn a little bit of time, burn a little bit of that clock, just have a conversation about how you're going to pull apart this CT side heading into your next full buy, into round number 7. And then they're looking for a bomb line. They can find it! It's Goomba stomping as Jerry does his best impression of Mario, dropping out a couple and leaving just all alone now.
Quite literally stomping on the head of his opponents to get those eco frags, but this is the round that matters. Forrester, wide swung upon, but that's going to help even trades. What is that from Roman? All right then. Jerry, I think here's Roman's dove down the vents. Down secret as well. Zorta's about to meet the cavalry, and he can only get the 1. Just finds Shelfie as well. Forces the rotation from Crad, but he might be here a little bit too late. Looking for the first tap, gets it. There are 2 more players coming his way, and Story holding the line next to the double door. Before that, those 2 games, they won 3 in a row anyway, so pretty remarkable how good they are on this map. But look at this fast play coming in. Forrester does so well to get 2. They split the A bomb site super quickly. The drop down from main, almost the twist strategy from Cologne. And it might work out for this round as well. Crad's here very quickly, but he's now the last alive. Ooh. I like this a lot.
Ooh, no way.
Unfortunately, he hasn't got a defuse kit. He could have held it, and Story turns round.
We shouldn't really see anything be found. It should be really, really comfortable. Soar up to 7. They've already hit my golden number of 6, so I'm feeling happy. And they're looking like they want more. A Story will open things up.
The hut roof. Fast down the vents. Roman's got down again. He's still done this already this game. Just for making it dead. He won't be able to get any more because there's only 1 bullet from death, as I mentioned. Chelsea does get 1 more. Jerks trades it though. But Crad, he's still here. He's been the sneaky, beaky man in this game so far. He's waiting for 2 kills here. He desperately wants to secure this round for certain, but in the end, Roman looks around, so he has 1 man up.
That's it. Now, Story, Pixel. That's enough. 2 versus 2. This is getting dicey. A nice edge a little bit. Forrester overextends. He could be core. Jerks taking a double dip. Oh my god, Crad, he gets so lucky the no-scope doesn't hit and jerks out hightailing it back over towards B.
Some position. He can't anymore. They're very fast down single door. They now know exactly where he is. Insta headshot, nicely done, but critical damage to Roman, Story, and U-Jerks. Combination of the three. There's also with one. Crad dancing around, but gets taken out by Just. That's a huge kill. Bomb may be dropped, but still a bit of fine. So much damage done. Zorta, how are you alive, my friend? Story stops him, leaping through the smoke to take the AWP out of the equation. Behind the site, waiting for forZe to do some damage from the door, maybe show some presence. Roman will find Jerry though, 12 HP from it. Jux will drop onto the main roof. Plenty of damage being done, but Jerry will drop us off the back of it. Mutuis can pounce. There's a molly in toward credit card, and they're not going to expect Mutuis lurking behind while that molly is fading. There is a flank though. Brad gets that kill, but Mutuis chooses the right time to pounce. Can he tap down the FaZe at long range? That's such a hard duel to win. But in the meantime of all of this, Story's just gone on a tear. Crad was in a good spot, but the round crumbles around him.
Hey, the distraction worked, right? Yeah, Crad will find the kill, but too little, too late. An ace clutch needed for him with a FAMAS and half HP, and Story has other ideas.
Look at this. Complete garage control. forZe haven't found a way to stop this. Mutuis is taking the head off of Crowd as well. Sure, it's only a
space. This Materis should be able to net himself a freebie. Jerry actually slips the net. Thankfully, we do see Story and Roman come alive. Then B9 will be able to deliver on towards one, but the numbers dwindling once again. It's a similar story that we've talking about so many times before. Never have the numbers to work with. Never mind the firepower.
Long way to go, though. Still a half to go. But they could be about to make it. Stick around for a very long time. Thankfully, that flash got U-Jerks. Tragical free kill here. Should be ending off this half pretty strong. 5 is probably the absolute minimum. It looks like they're going to be taking it. Mutuis can't hit the long range spray. Crad takes that kill. Exactly where Story is. USP has to come out, but forZe is there to help. Have a chance, but at the moment, they're on the back foot.
Okay, all right. Not a bad start, though. But forZe, they'll find two before Story answers back. Oh, no. It's crumbling. It's falling apart, and as Crack can pull off some magic here. Just little ideas.
Space. Jux is rotated down. Eagle spotted by someone, and now he's down very low for sure. FAMAS himself one more. Deals with it, and actually, Story walks straight into Crad. Just is going to rotate down the vent quickly, knowing that no one's facing him, so he should be alright. And there we go, Mutuis is there to help out. Roman looking to get the last kill, finds it.
Once forth, just a few pistols to work with. And half armor on only one. Just Jerry. This is an awkward, horrible, grim position. Walking towards treacherous lands just yet. He's going to make his way down secret.
Oh, Zorta had his crosshair on the decent and dealt with him. Having a crosshair in the perfect spot. Yep, didn't even need to shoot a second bullet. He's trying to do something, but right now forZe are just relying on these individuals to hit some ridiculous headshots, and you can't rely on that in rounds such as this. Oh, Camaro spotted, but in the right. Oh, okay. I was about to say you can peek at the right time, and which isn't tasty at all. But Story has a scout. And there goes Zorta. Zorta's had a very quiet nuke, which is unlike him. And he's 5 and 12, and Shalby, of course, 3 and 12 as well. That's 2 of your star players on forZe not showing up, and Story's hit a second headshot as well.
Little tap, Nate to follow suit as well. Could do a considerable amount of damage. Actually just gets out of dodge in time. Jerry down to 31. The AWP rain off. We've mentioned about how Shalfie's been slow. He's been quiet.
The Roman's gotten himself into the vents, and he can just stay here and wait to stand on the bomb plant. Molotov might spread, and it is going to spread. It forces him wide, and Jerry takes the kill with the AWP, but he's going to walk right into Just. Bomb drop, 8 seconds to go. He taps down a second. U-Jerks is still here. All the kills come through. 4, just slightly, as Glass isn't being watched anymore. forZe's about to burst out from single drop. He's going to walk right into Mutuis. Jerks works too. Crad only has that drop that I mentioned. He can't get the kill. Jerry jumps on 2 players, but Shalfie, even though he got 1 kill himself, Story's got 20 kills in this game after 1 in this round, looking to make it a second. Shalfie swings, but he can't get it done. Story
defeated both physically and mentally now, and of course the boys are replicating exactly that. Jerry got a deagle. Eagle, take Nightmare, say to work with. He's actually got his face. Flash will catch Jerks. Does he get one more? No. Does he get traded?
Whoa.
And Story, that's messy. He gets punished. Rifles drop.
That is whiffy, and that shows the nerves currently in play. MIBR, though, recovers the situation. The calm head you need. But either of those guns have been recovered. Door heard. Just safe. Gets forZe. Helped out by MIBR for the last. And we have...
What a performance from them. What a showing. forZe got a full buy, but it has to be converted. They are playing for OT now, and it's not a great start. Story will find the first. Crad to drop.
But now Roman can choose a fast flank. All the kills and players are coming through towards ramp. MIBR gets one. He's got a second player to help out as well. Jerks is the insurance policy. The insurance is about to work out. There's one. There's two. And it's all down to Jerry coming from double door. He gets found by Jerks as well. And it's Jerks and Story going back to Pro League. This time with Saw.